Welcome to episode 37. In this episode, Liz and I will be talking about how to best manage your marketing calendar. Back in episode 15, if you remember, we gave a brief overview of content planning, but in this one, we really want to zoom in and focus on how to plot out important dates in your marketing. We also want to tell you about our insider community. When you join for only $20 a month, you'll have access to extended episodes full of tips that you can start implementing today and further resources about each topic we discuss. In the extended version of this episode, we dive deeper into this topic and share some personal experiences with content planning. And we give a whole list of common mistakes that jewelry brands make with their content calendar, so you can avoid making those mistakes yourself. If you want to get access to that exclusive content, as well as direct access to me and Liz, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Hey, Liz, let's get into it.
Who knew we had so much to say about a content calendar? We have a lot to say.
Seems like it might be the most boring topic ever, but it's actually like what we do all day long, what guides all our work.
Definitely. So let's start with what a content calendar actually is.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Whatever calendar means to you. Like I use Google Docs, but some people use Post-it notes or like one of those big sticky calendars. There's a lot of forms that it can take.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different versions of it, even for your marketing. Like you could have a calendar that's more of an overview of a whole year. It could be of a whole quarter. Then you might have like micro versions of your calendar that just guide like your social media content or your email content. You probably have one that's aligned with like your production calendar. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And it really comes down to what you're doing in your individual business.
And having one is essentially a roadmap for what type of content you need to create and what you're going to be writing about and posting about and talking about in your emails going forward. So having one will make it so much easier to do all of your marketing.
Yeah, it allows you to be more creative because then the like logistical part is laid out and you have a structure. And then within that structure, you can really play and get like the assets you need, like have space to do what you really want to do because it's all on the calendar.
And you're ensuring that you are promoting everything that you need to promote to its fullest. You're giving it your all and you're not missing anything. So if you don't have a content calendar, then you could be missing holidays and missing opportunities.
Yes, you don't want to be missing opportunities.
Nobody wants to be missing opportunities.
Sometimes even me and Liz get so hyper-focused on the thing on our calendar that we're focused on promoting that we don't see other potential opportunities as well.
I was working on writing content to promote a website launch, and I completely slipped my mind to also promote Mother's Day. And that was just kind of embarrassing because it was for a client, but you can get focused on your goal and forget at a certain point that there's other things going on. Having a calendar will help prevent that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a good segue into like, what should you be filling in? And I think to what you just said, at a holiday like Mother's Day, it's important to have those like big picture holidays and events and those like cultural moments on the calendar so that you don't forget if you're busy, say like launching a product or collection.
Definitely. And, as much as designers sometimes say to me like, oh, well, I don't want to really put too much focus on Hallmark holidays. Mother's Day is a great jewelry buying opportunity. It's actually one of the biggest jewelry buying holidays out there. So with all holidays, and this is especially important with like the holiday season, but you don't want to just put Mother's Day on the calendar. You also want to put on like last ship date, for ready to ship, last ship date for made to order product. Like make sure that you're really thinking about all of these things so that you're definitely communicating correctly with your client so they know what to expect and when they need to purchase.
Yeah, and just important dates for your business. So when do you want to launch a product or collection? And realistically, if you build in space for like production errors or delays, like Maybe have two potential like launch dates just in case. If you want to do any promos or discounts, if you know there's a date that's just busier for you or a time of year that's really busy based on like the history of your business, maybe you want to build that in as well. And events, whether those are in person or virtual.
And writing all this down and having a list, whether it be on a real calendar, a digital calendar, or a real document or a digital document, however you want to do it, having this all written down will make sure you're not missing any of this. Will make sure that you're giving everything an appropriate runway too, so that you're really promoting something, because you can't just simply mention something once and assume that people are going to hear you.
That is a very common mistake I see. I know we talk more about mistakes in the extended episodes, but like thinking, oh, I could just tell someone one time that like my Mother's Day gift guide is here and then be upset when no one like looks at it or orders any Mother's Day gifts. Like you got to give people weeks of this.
Definitely. And it feels repetitive, but I promise you it's going to pay off to just be consistently saying the same thing in different ways, and sharing the narrative that you're wanting to share at that moment, and having that call to action. That's how you're going to get sales. You're not going to get sales just saying, hey, Mother's Day is coming up. Here's some great ideas. It's going to be like, let me take the next 2 weeks and show you a new product that's great for Mother's Day every single one of these days. And within that, I'm also going to be sharing stories of, mothers and daughters and how they love jewelry and how they both wear jewelry and how it brings people together.
Absolutely. You personally might get sick of it, but that's just what marketing is.
That's what marketing is. It's kind of repetitive. I mean, it's really showing up consistently. That is what's going to pay off. And, within creating a content calendar too, I think that's something that really a benefit from it is that you have time to brainstorm. So like you're putting all these holidays on this list, on this content calendar, and then you can really brainstorm there. And like Laryssa mentioned earlier, get creative with photo shoot ideas or, things that you want to be saying and creating and how you want to be promoting these things.
Yeah, one thing I like personally noticed with the repetitiveness of marketing, because I obviously do this all day, every day, is like, even let's pretend I have this one client and they're doing a sale for a week long. And every day we have a different email going out promoting the sale. It's going to be extremely boring, not only for me, but for the people receiving that email. If every day we just say, hey, our sale's happening. Okay, like look over here, the sale's happening. But if you can really dig into your content calendar and figure out a way every day to like merchandise that sale in a new way, like we're having a sale, here's our like pink collection, or like today I want to show you my favorite picks for spring. And just so you know, they're on sale. And like it forces you to talk about it differently when you get into that repetitive nature. And that's ultimately better because then you're not boring the pants off of everyone.
Yes, brainstorming ways to share the message. Laryssa and I as marketers love to do this, but I find that jewelry designers, and it's a lot harder because you're putting all your creativity into what you're making. And it's hard to think about yourself as a brand. But, if you ever want to chat with me and Laryssa, we would love to brainstorm with you.
Listen, I love a good brainstorm.
I love a brainstorm about content ideas. It's so fun.
Yeah, definitely. So in the bonus episode, we go way deeper into this topic. We share some common mistakes so that you don't make them and you can get better at planning your marketing content. So how are you doing with your calendar? Let us know. You can visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for the extended episode as well as exclusive content. Thanks so much for listening.